Do not change yourself to appease the guy. Don't. It's not worth it. Trust me. Be who you are. The guy that you want to talk to will want to talk to you for you. They're not going to care about what status you are or what your disability of this. If that guy really want to talk to you, he will talk to you. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I'm your host, Zakka, and what is Nerdy Dating? It is a relationship advice / dating advice podcast from a viewpoint of a nerd here in Kansas City, Missouri. And you have a dating question you want to send me that you want me to answer on the show, you can put it in the comment section below, or you can send it to my TikTok or Instagram, or you can send it to alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com, and I will answer your question on the show. And please share, subscribe, please share this podcast with your friends and family. Somebody needs a third person viewpoint on dating, or maybe they're going through some situation, something I speak on this podcast might relate to the situation, and they're like, well, that's a different take on it. I might listen to them. Please share it with them. Let them know that, hey, I'm here to help and give some advice and give just a different way to think about something. Now, let's go and get into today's episode. And the main topic, I should say, of today's episode is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Yes, they are a thing. Taylor Swift showed up at Arrowhead this past weekend, and Travis been alluding to Taylor being around, that he might went out and talked to Taylor. There's been rumors going around. Well, officially, it's a thing as of Sunday, September, 24th. So, yes, they are an actual dating, whether that's short-term, long-term, who knows. But Travis pretty much had to work his way to get Taylor's attention, and actually shot his shot back in, I believe it was June, during Taylor Swift's concert when she came to Arrowhead back in June of 2023. So Travis tried to do a friendship bracelet with his number on it that he said he didn't have one, but he had a number on it. His brother asked him on the New Heights podcast, was Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce's podcast. Well, fast forward to September, Travis shot his shot, and the shot went through, fell through the basket, and Taylor picked up the ball and said, hey, Travis, let's go ahead and see what we can do here. So Travis took Taylor on a date. Props to that. But the thing I want to talk about this is Travis' dating history. So I've been hearing a lot of women around where I work at and just on the internet saying, Travis with Taylor Swift, this doesn't add up, this doesn't make sense, she's not his type, how could he go for Taylor Swift? She doesn't look anything like the other girls that he used to date, her physique is nothing like the other girls he used to date, what's going on here? And you go through Travis' dating history, he only dated two other women officially. One was speculation, but not guaranteed that he actually did talk to her. But they all are also different types as well, body types. And everybody's like, well, Travis only dates black girls. That's what he dates, because the girls that he talked to, the two girls that he officially dated, one from Catching Kelce, which is a TV show, and then the latest one was Kayla. And this is from the heavy.com where I picked this one up. But Kayla Nicole, who he broke up with earlier, and if not, he broke up with her in 2022, or at the end of 2022, or at the beginning of 2023. But he broke up with her, or they broke up, and she kind of said that he was cheap and stuff like that. And he was like, wait a minute. But Travis has been no stranger to talking about his dating life and dating story and stuff like that. But I want to give people more of a perspective on why how can Travis go from Kayla to Taylor? And the reason why I'm going to say this is because most men don't really have a type. They will say they have a type as far as we have big chest, we like a butt, we like, I like brunettes, I like blondes, but men, if you go through their dating history and you go through their browser history and see what women they look up and look at, it's going to be all over the spectrum. It's not going to be just all brunettes. It's not going to be all redheads. It's not going to be all blondes. It's not going to be all, a particular race or certain color. You'll see a man say he's attracted to Jennifer Lopez, and you see a man say he's attracted to Kim Kardashian. You see that same man say he'd be attracted to Beyonce or Rihanna or so-and-so. That list, and you're like, oh, you just named celebrities, but they're still people. They're still attractive. So men will say they have a type, but yet, if it comes down to it, let's say if a girl of Beyonce or Megan Fox or somebody walked up to a certain guy and and they's like, hey, let's hook up, the dude will be like, he'll think hard about it. He'll be like, You serious? Like he's not gonna sit there and shoot down. Like, no, I don't hook up with Kim Kardashian. I'm not gonna hook up with Jennifer Lawrence. I'm not gonna do that. Nah, that's not me. No, I'm not gonna do it. No, a dude be like, he probably like, Shakira? Wait, what? You serious? Like, so when I say this, a guy doesn't really have a particular type when it comes to attractiveness of a woman and whether or not he finds her attractive, find her sexy, or find her appealing, or whatever the case would be. That's a horrible word to put that, appealing, but sexually attractive or just beautiful. He's not going to be like shut off every girl. He's going to, if it comes just down to attractiveness, pretty much, if he finds her attractive, he's going to talk to her regardless of what her shape, styles, body, whatever she looks like. He's not going to care. Now, if it comes down to a dating and having a committed relationship, that's going to be different. A man's going to be more choosy because it's going to come down to the personality. I mentioned this before. Attractiveness gets you to the door, but and open the door for you. But what keeps you in the house is your physical, like your personality, your emotional IQ, all these other things that goes into it that like, okay, this person brought me peace. The person adds value to my life. This person's fun to be around. The person's goofy. The person, all these other things that comes into it. Yes, physical attraction gets you to the door, but what keeps you in the house is everything else. And Travis is attracted to Taylor Swift. There you go. So he went and shot his shot with Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift picked the ball up and said, let's make something happen. He got to take her on a date that same night. On September 24th, he got to take her on a date, not the night he shot his shot, if he shot his shot during that time. And I just want to mention that because people are like, well, how can Travis go from so-and-so and go from this, go from that? Because when it comes to physical attraction as men, most men don't have just a locked in, we are stuck to one body type, one certain look, one certain list, and that's it. If a guy says that and the opportunity came up to him and any girl will hook up with him and he'd be like, and he's single and he'd be like, wait, he probably think twice about it. I wouldn't say he'd be like, nah, hard pass, I'm not doing this. So that's another thing too when it comes to that. So Travis is not somebody who just like sit there and like, I'm pigeonholing myself to one certain look, one certain type, one certain race, one certain color, creed, whatever the case. He's not sitting there doing that. He is saying, hey, I find all women beautiful and I'm willing to date and see what she's about, and we match, we go together, I'm good for it. And don't just take my word for it, take Travis's word for it too, because he was currently on Kristin Cavallari podcast, which is called Let's Be Honest with Kristin Cavallari, and he actually talks about his deal breaker. This podcast, I've been listening to part of it, pretty dang good, and I'm actually going to play it on this episode because why not hear from the man himself?
Okay, so what are some deal breakers for you when it comes to dating?
Ooh, man. You have to be, I don't want to say humble. You have to be grounded. You have to have some sort of like, I don't know, just a balanced
Not
lifestyle.
high maintenance.
Exactly. High maintenance,
Yeah.
I'm out the door. I've never been a part of that. My mother is an absolute angel. So I kind of base everybody's, who I look at, in a lady or in a woman or in a significant other based off of, how kind-hearted and how sweet my mother is. So you got to have some sort of, I don't know, just sweetness to you. But so if you're arrogant or you think you're, snooty or just higher or above people, that's the biggest turnoff for me.
Love that. Couldn't agree more.
And that was one part. And here's another part of that video that also kind of talked about red flags.
Very sweet. Okay, being in the spotlight, trust becomes a huge issue, especially when it comes to dating. I think sometimes it's hard to know if someone likes you for you or if someone likes you for you plus everything that comes with you. So how do you know when you can actually trust a girl, and what are some red flags for not being able to trust someone?
Man. See, that's where I was kind of referring to the question earlier. That's where I feel like that like peak can like grow, because initially I can't trust anybody. So like to feel that genuine like trust between someone, that's where I feel like it can really take off.
Yeah.
So initially, I'm going up with like curtains, like jail bars. Like I'm going up with everything secure, like the fort's locked down. Until I really get to, know somebody.
Yeah, I get that. It makes sense. Can you think of any red flags that you're like, I don't like that? That doesn't sit well with me.
Um, Not off the top of my head, nah. I give everybody a chance to really just show who they are genuinely. And I feel like I got a good gauge at,
Yeah.
just understanding who's like kind of, I don't know, being mysterious or mischievous about things.
So when
All right, so there you go. There you have it. So he talks about somebody's attitude, like if they act like they're arrogant and not, act like above everything and not humble. That right there is what would turn away Travis from that house when he would walk out of it. So what I mentioned earlier, when it comes to like attraction, it can be anybody we're attracted to, but then what keeps us there, for most men, what keeps us there is the personality and everything else that comes with it. So the attractiveness gets you through the door, but personality and everything else keeps you there, and that's what Travis found in Taylor. That's what he's looking for in Taylor. So people are like, oh, I don't understand how, because at the end of the day, attraction will fade. And that's not going to hold. That's how shallow it is to meet somebody and you just based off attraction and attractiveness only. Not sure I can't say attractiveness only. If it's based off attractiveness only, then that relationship is not going to. There's nothing else to hold that house up. It's going to fall through. So, yeah. Most men are not gonna pigeonhole themselves to a certain type, to a certain look. They are gonna try every flavor of the ice cream and be open to talking to every flavor of the ice cream. And so you go through your guy's Instagram and be like, well, he follows these many girls and like these pictures of these women, but they don't look nothing like me. That's just look. But he also finds you attractive too, and that's why he's with you. So don't hold a guy down to what you think his attractiveness is. If you want to see what the man's about, see how he treats you, what he does for you, his actions. Watch that and watch what he says to you. That's what you want to look at. That's what you want to know he's interested in you, not based off of just the look. Because at the end of the day, like I said, attractiveness is going to fade. The look is just what gets us to the door, but everything else keeps us there. So I'm done talking about that. I just want to bring that up because everybody was so like, I don't understand what he sees. Personality, y'all. Come on. Men have that too. Men have that too. All right, let's go ahead and get into some TikToks. This first one is called Long Distance BS by Margarita Nazarenko 3. See what you have to say.
Margarita, please tell us, long distance relationships. What do we do? The long distance relationships. Let me tell you something. I'm going to sit down. Let me tell you something right now. If he's not closing the gap, AKA, he's not seeing you every week, he doesn't pay for your tickets to go see him every fortnight, whatever is the time that you want to see him, if he's not saying this is just for 6 months, my love, while we're doing this, and then we're going to run off into the sunset together, and then I see those actions, I see those plans, I see that happening, then it's not happening. Then it's not a relationship, it's a situationship. If he's not closing the gap, it's not real. Then it's just for fun. And if you're at that age when you're 18 and it's just for fun and you're also dating other people, but you're kind of long distance and it's just fun, fine. But if you're 32 and you're messaging me and you're telling me about long distance, what should I do? I only see him once every 6 months.
Okay, I agree with her with the aspect of have a plan when you're long distance. Have a plan. Don't be like, okay, we'll see each other whenever we see each other. Like, let's say, okay, well, let's make a plan to meet each other every 2 months, every 3 weeks, whatever the case be, whatever your plan was to be, or twice in a month, whatever your case would be, your long distance, depending on how long distance you are. I think it's good to have a plan, or long distance is going to end. Like, okay, this is 3 months away. We're gonna be gone for 3 months, but we'll see each other. But I'll be back in town this part. But also don't be purely dependent on the person, on the guy or girl to be like, okay, you gotta fly me out. No, like, okay, I can meet you halfway. We can meet us halfway, or I can curve my way to get to you. Don't purely put it on the person who's long distance to be the one to meet you to do all the expense, cover the expenses. I'm flying you out to New York, and I'm covering out everything. 'Cause I want you to see me. I guess the person can afford it, so be it, and they want to do that. So they want to do. They can do that, but set a time for each person and say, hey, each group partner set a time. Like, okay, well, let's meet on the third Friday of every month. Let's meet on the first Monday and the last Sunday of every month. Well, okay, you can do that. Or meet third Friday, whatever your thing you want to do, make a plan for it and then figure out how long distance is going to be. Is it one person going to move to the city, the other person going to be far away from the city? Are y'all both going to move to the suburbs? Are y'all moving in together? Are y'all moving near each other? Like, what's the end goal when it comes to this long distance? If we're going to plan on being long distance for, 10 years, you can make that work, but there has to be an end plan. Most people you hear about long distance always like, okay, this is only temporary. This is not going to be the final. So I do agree about making a plan. It just like, and also I don't believe age. The age thing, but they're 32 and they want to do long distance. Maybe they just happen to be in town that weekend, met you, thought you was a great person. It's like, hey, I'm 32. Don't put somebody's age as a reason for why they don't want to do a long distance relationship with them. And that's your prerogative. But age is not something I will look at. In long distance, I'll look at the gap and see, okay, what time and how long distance is going to be and go from there and make a plan on how long, like schedule it. It has to become scheduled. Okay. And then also your long distance, but doesn't mean you stop communicating with your partner or communicating with the person you're speaking to. Set up mini dates. Set up like, hey, every Friday or every other Thursday we have a virtual date. We do call-ins. We speak to each other. We just don't, just because we're away from each other doesn't mean we don't see each other. And with Snapchat and Facebook Messenger and Instagram, and there's always an app you can get on it and video chat somebody. You want to have either Android or iPhone, or you have iPhone, iMessage, iVideo, iChat, whatever it is. There's so many different ways to make a video chat with somebody. You got Zoom. There's no excuse why you can't meet the person, sit down and have a 30-minute coffee date via Zoom. So I do agree with her in a sense. Have a plan with that. All right, next video. This is from tonight's conversation. Let's see what we got.
What would be your best advice for someone going through a breakup, though, that's struggling?
Keep struggling? No, I mean, those who have the endurance to get to the other side of struggle are the ones who actually heal and move on. The struggle that you're going through is the process of grieving. It is the process of readjusting. It is the process of relearning yourself. Like a lot of things come with process. A lot of things come with struggle, and that struggle is actually the refinement process of getting to where you say you're trying to go. So if you say healing is where I'm going, bro, it's going to be a struggle to get there if where you're starting is broken. If you say I'm trying to get to never talking to this person again, I'm trying to get to reorganizing my life without this person, bro, if they was in your life for 10, 15 years, that's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be a struggle to actually remap your life, because not even just the feelings, like just practically speaking, this person was a major part of what you had going on. So like, endure the struggle. Continue to choose struggling for a better right now, as opposed to going back to what's comfortable and going back to, because that's what you're doing when you going backwards, is you choosing comfort. Even if it's chaotic, even if it's painful, like, because we get used to uncomfortable situations, so we choose that sometimes.
I agree. I agree with that. Keep struggling is not the way I would put it, but no, I definitely agree with, like, don't go back because that's comfortable. If you, like he said, you're in a relationship for 10 years, 15 years with somebody, and you guys decide to end it, wherever that may be, that person was in your life for 10 or 15 years. That is a huge part of your life. And you have to learn to be comfortable, find who you are, and learn about yourself again. Learn what it means to move through life by yourself without that person there. So yes, you have to learn about yourself again, learn what it means to be on your own, learn what it means. Like, I listened to a podcast and the divorce lawyer talked about his mom and dad, and his mom passed away. They met like during like one of the, I want to say it was like World War II. They met during that time, or he came back from war, where the case would be, but he was in the military. And she passed away, and he didn't know how to cook. She did the cooking, she did the cleaning, she did all this stuff, and he was pretty much left on his own. Like, she took care of him in every aspect. Back in the traditional relationship, people want to call it back then, tradition of that time, she did everything. So he only, military, he only worked, and that was it. He didn't really handle the stuff around the house. He didn't really handle the cooking and the cleaning. So when she was gone, he didn't know how to do stuff. So he had to learn to get readjusted back to what it meant, back to what it means to like learn how to cook for himself, learn to do these things by himself again before going back out into the dating world and trying to meet somebody who might not do the same thing for him because his wife did it. Doesn't mean that the next partner's going to do it because she lives a different time. So I do agree with that. Keep, work on yourself, improve yourself, get yourself better, improve yourself, and be comfortable with who you are before getting back out to the dating market instead of going beneath somebody else's wing and be underneath somebody else's arm who might be a rebound or might not even treat you the way that you want to be treated, but you're doing it because you just need a body. Don't be in a relationship because you need a body. Be in a relationship because you want to be in a relationship with somebody and they add value to your life, not because you need a body to satisfy the void that you're missing. That's the wrong reason to be in a relationship, because then you're taking advantage of somebody, and that person who might be giving you everything, you might not like it. You might just like, I'm just here for it because you just somebody I need for the now, versus working on yourself to get comfortable with yourself. So when you meet that person, you know whether or not you need them, you're leeching off of them, or no, they add value to you and you bring value to them. All right, next video, another tonight's conversation. So here we go.
Is there a world where a man can be fully in love with his wife or girlfriend and still cheat?
Off top, like my first inclination is to say yes. Where things get messy is that for me, a part of the expression of love, a part of walking in love, is to honor the thing that you say you love. And if a part of the honor system in y'all's relationship is monogamy, then it gets difficult to. That's where things get messy. Now, off top, yeah, because I don't think in the moment he thinking like, oh, my girl, like, but again, like, when you start talking about what y'all said y'all's relationship was gonna consist of, and being able to honor that and being able to have the forethought to consider your partner, I don't know, bro. I really don't know.
So I think it goes back to.
I'ma say hell no.
You say hell no?
Yeah.
So you meaning to tell me that somebody makes a poor choice and that just erases?
But is it always just one choice, one woman? Sometimes it's multiple women. Sometimes it's the same woman multiple times. These are choices that you're choosing to make over and over again. These are habitual choices. So yeah.
I actually agree with her on that point, and I actually want to go back, replay that real quick.
Is there a world where a man can be fully in love with his wife or girlfriend and still cheat?
To be fully in love, he adds, to be fully in love with his wife or girlfriend and still cheat. And to be fully in love with his wife or girlfriend and still cheat. Fully in love, not just in love, fully in love. I don't think he can cheat. I don't think a man would cheat if he is fully in love with his wife or girlfriend. I don't think he'll cheat, because they are, and what's his name was, I know the other guy with the beard was talking about like monogamy and established monogamy. Can't say the words now. I can't speak to that. They established monogamy, and they talked about that. And okay, this is the boundary of our relationship. Cheating is a huge boundary. If that's crossed, we're done. So he's not going to cheat. He is going to think about his woman at every moment and not put himself in a situation where he can be tempted by another lady to try to take him away from his wife or his girlfriend, or put himself in a situation where he's not safe enough, where he knows that, like, no, this person is trying to mess with me. If I make it, like, I'm not gonna make that mistake. So I think this man would not, if he fully loved his wife and girlfriend, he's not going to put himself in a situation where he can't be tempted to cheat. He won't do it. He's not. He values his lady. He values his relationship, and values the boundaries and the pact they made and what their relationship is. He's going to value that more than just another body and just another chance to, it's another body. That's what it comes down to. Like, you're doing it because it's a body, versus now you're not satisfying your relationship. You need to speak to your partner and talk to him about that. But if you're just going to cheat for cheating's sake, then you don't fully love your partner. So yeah, I agree with the girl who is like, no, they 1000% won't cheat because they truly invested in cheating as an act that you have to go through, that you have to think about. You just don't trip and fall into a person. All right, next video, and this is from Jill.Palladino. Let's see what she says.
Okay, I need to talk about Hinge for a second because I need to know if anyone else relates to this, but like every single time I open this app, I am violently humbled by the people who are trying to match with me. And listen, I don't think I'm the prettiest girl in the world. Like, I think I'm like kind of cute sometimes, but like, I look at these people who are trying to match with me, and I'm like, are these really the people that are interested in me and think they have a chance with me? Like, come on, there has to be better than this. I know I could do better than that. Like, where is everyone finding the cute guys that they start dating from Hinge? I don't understand. Help.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, I need to talk about Hinge.
That is a... Is this better than this? That is not a good way to approach dating apps. That is not a good way, just sitting there waiting for your person to swipe on you. If you're getting on a dating app and you're only going through Hinge and you're only using just to find a person to swipe on you, they're probably not going to swipe on you. Now, does that mean that they don't like you? No. Does that mean that it could be they haven't got to you yet? So I wouldn't sit there and be like, oh, these men out here who swiped on me, these are just not my type. Well, then maybe you have a type, and that's fine. And you're like, this is not your type, or you don't find these men attractive. But also, are you swiping on guys too? Or are you just sitting there, open up the app and just hoping that the dude that you want to talk to is going to be in your likes, and you're just going like, oh, there he is, that's the one. No, you also have to proactively swipe and meet somebody, and swipe to meet somebody. You just can't sit there and wait, because the guy you're looking for that you might be interested in, he's probably sitting there looking like, again, his likes as well, like, well, yep, I don't like her, I don't like her, but he'll swipe on another girl, like, I like her. Let's say he missed you, and you swiped on him, he's like, wait a minute, I like her. And there you go, he swipes. But if you never swipe and you only get on the dating app just so you look at people's, look at your likes and never ever swiping on people, you're not gonna find the person you want to talk to. You're not the person that you're swiping on, that might be swiping on you. You might not find attractive. That can happen. You're like, I just don't find this person attractive. Not at all. This person doesn't do it for me. The guy's like, oh man, I might have a chance. Because dude's swiping on multiple women, because once again, most men don't have a type per se. They'll find a cute face, like her bio, she's gonna swipe. She might be cute. She might have, he might be a boob guy. He might be a butt guy. He's like, oh, okay, she has a nice butt, I'm gonna swipe. Oh, she has a nice chest, I'm gonna swipe. But like, as far as like look go, brunette, blonde, Asian, black, Hispanic, he's not gonna care what her look like, what her color, race, creed, all that stuff is. Well, if he's just looking at pure attraction, pure looks, he's gonna swipe. And one way to notice, go watch the episode where me and my friends, we actually swipe on dating apps, and you can see what guys are with the mindset of 3 different dudes on what we're looking at on dating apps, and see what we're swiping on. You can go do that. That episode is up on my channel, so you can go look at it if you want to be more. I'll put it in the comment section below here. You want like, okay, I'm curious what other guys are swiping on. But if you're on there and you're only looking at your likes and not ever swiping, you're not gonna find a person that you want to talk to. Like, when I was on dating apps, there's girls who swiped on me, and I was just like, I'm not physically attracted to be in a relationship. I'm actually looking for a relationship. Now, if I want to hook up, yeah, I actually could have done that. Like, that wasn't an issue. I'm not trying to sound condescending or anything, but like, there's enough likes in my bio, in my likes folder on Tinder and Hinge, that if I wanted to hook up, I could have done that. But I wasn't on the dating apps to hook up. I was on the dating apps to meet a potential partner and somebody I can live my life with. So that's what I was looking for. So if you're doing that same concept, you're looking just to meet somebody to be a potential partner, you need to start swiping too. You just can't be sitting there like, nope, not like any of these dudes in my likes. I'm not gonna swipe on anybody. You have to swipe as well. You gotta put yourself out there in order to meet the person that you want to meet. All right, Reddit time. So this first one here, am I the jerk for going out drinking with a male friend even though I'm in a committed relationship? I'm 27 female, am in a committed relationship. Last night I went out to dinner and had drinks until the bar closed down with a male friend who was visiting out of town. Nothing happened beyond just enjoying ourselves with catching up with each other's lives. I've never been romantic with this individual, we're just good friends. My boyfriend, 29 male, didn't join, and I never asked him to join because he doesn't know this person. I got home past 2 a.m. and he didn't like that. I went out on a date, he says. Began to explain to me that if things were flipped, I would have entirely cowed over it. And I admit that I didn't like him going to a platonic lunch with a girl he slept with prior to our relationship but remained friends with. He was open about seeing her for lunch and catching up. He says he doesn't have a problem with me going out to dinner, but said I could have caught up by just having dinner and come straight home, and then extended alone time wasn't appropriate regardless whether it was also a platonic date. He says guys don't go out with pretty girls unless they have a sexual interest in them, and this friend was probably interested in me more than just catching up. Should I feel guilty over this, or is he just being a bit extra? Clarification, we met at 10 p.m. and stayed till 2 a.m. It was a late dinner. We also lost track of time playing mobile games because that's what we do. Had a drink or two, but I didn't get drunk. My friend also has a girlfriend, but my boyfriend doesn't know that. My boyfriend was more concerned about staying out so late without notifying him because he fell asleep before midnight. I could have done better in keeping him in the loop, but he said good night to me, and I didn't bother to text him after that. So, are you the jerk for drinking with a friend that's a male and that you're in a committed relationship? That question itself is no. You wouldn't be a jerk for doing that. Depending on, like, you explain to your boyfriend, talk to your boyfriend, explain what you guys' boundaries are, and explain, like, this is my friend, this is my friend from so-and-so, platonic, whatever the case would be. Now, let's say this was at noon or midday, whatever the case would be, and you guys trust each other. Like, y'all didn't say how long y'all been dating, but you and your boyfriend trust each other and y'all committed within your relationship. It wouldn't be a problem. You wouldn't be a jerk for doing this. Now, what becomes the issue is the fact that, one, you met with him at 10 o'clock p.m. at night. Y'all stayed to the bar till 2 a.m. in the morning. Your boyfriend messaged you before midnight because he went to bed at midnight or prior to midnight. So he messaged you good night. And you didn't respond back to him. That's where the problem comes into this. Not the fact that the guy, your friend that you're speaking to is in a relationship, because your boyfriend doesn't know that. Your boyfriend never met the dude. So this is complete stranger to him. To him, it could be just a date night. As he says, a date night. Even though you're like, no, it's not a date. We don't have anything. You don't have anything sexual, just a platonic, but he's like, you met at 10 o'clock p.m. and stayed to 2 a.m. in the morning getting drinks too. Y'all say you had 2 drinks. You didn't get drunk, but getting drinks. And you didn't respond back to him. You didn't say goodnight back to him, or whatever the case may be. So think about that. Think about like the fact that you didn't say goodnight back to him. You're out with a guy at a bar at 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. And what did that friend you met up with, who was a friend, decided to be like, oh, I'm gonna be more than friends tonight? What did he try to put you in a situation where you didn't feel comfortable, and he tried to be more, I'm gonna be more than friends, I'm gonna be pushy? Like, what if that situation would have happened and your boyfriend had no recollection, he was just like, okay, I know she went to the bar and that was it. He's like, the dinner was fine, but going to the bar and stuff like that for him was a little extra. And he mentioned that the roles were flipped because now, you didn't sleep with this guy, but he did sleep with somebody in the past, and he stayed friends with her and then met you and then so forth, and they're still friends. But you don't want him going on a single, go get lunch together by themselves, because you're like, that sexual tension was there. But that could have been just a moment, and they don't have that anymore. So you don't want him doing that, but you're perfectly fine staying out past 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. with a guy that your boyfriend never met. At least in that situation, like it doesn't sound right. It just sounds off. So I think you're not a jerk for meeting the guy to meet your friend and get drinks with as a friend of yours. But where you are a jerk in is where you didn't communicate with your boyfriend and let him know that, hey, I'm gonna get drinks. I'm also gonna go on and probably go to the bar after and get some drinks, or like, get your boyfriend a loop. Just be like, hey, we went to the bar. We're going to get some drinks. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. Just let him know. Let him know what's going on. Keep him up to date. And when he said good night to you, respond with good night, babe. I hope you have a good one. Like, I hope you have a good night's sleep. Like, you just respond back to him with that. But because you didn't respond back to him and left him on red, continue to play video games with this guy that you haven't seen him forever, but with this guy, and you're sitting there at the bar with him, like, it just sounds like a situation where it's not a good situation to be in. It doesn't look good. So next time you decide to do that, one, invite your boyfriend. Invite him. Give you like, hey, I'm gonna meet my friend. You wanna come meet with him? That'd be one way to do it. I'm gonna go meet my friend. You wanna come meet him too? We're gonna get some dinner and then hang out at the bar. Boom. He had the opportunity to say yes or no. If he said no, then whatever. But if he said yes, I'd like to come along and meet the guy too. There you go. So the way you went about the situation makes you the jerk, but just for the question that you asked doesn't make you the jerk. Next question. My boyfriend, 31 male, just told me, female, 27, he cheated on me last week. Boyfriend had sexual relations with an ex 2 weeks ago prior to being official with me. Has cut all contact with her and apologized to me sincerely, trying to see what to do moving forward. This one's simple. Don't give him another chance. Cut her off. It's over. We decided to make our relationship official, and the moment we became official, you decided to go have phone sex with a ex of yours. I'm done. Like, I'm not about that. Like, I don't want to be a part of that, because right there, even he didn't physically meet her in person, he had emotional cheating. Emotional cheating. Cut it off. Move on. We ain't dealing with that. We don't want that here. So leave him. Like, there's nothing else to do. He broke a boundary. You say he cheated. He only been together for 2 weeks. What you think is gonna happen a month from now or 3 months from now? That girl come back around. He said he cut off contact, but if she come back around in the picture, yeah, then he might be susceptible to go meet her in person. So end it. It's not worth it. He still need to work it out with his ex, or figure out how to be single and not want to go back and what's comfortable and be okay with himself. But that's not you to try to fix on that in this relationship. Next question. Guy I was talking to said I'm undesirable to me because I'm low income. I'm 23 female that has social security income due to disability, but I also work part-time at a job that pays $17 an hour. I recently started talking to a guy I matched with on Tinder, and we eventually talked about our financial situation. Once I told him my situation, he told me that he was turned off by me despite our immediate connection, and said that I am undesirable because people on low income are gold diggers. That's pretty mean. That's messed up. I am very hurt by this statement because despite my situation, I live by myself in an apartment thanks to low income housing, have a job, and pay my bills. Is it common for people to be turned off by others due to their financial situations? Should I try getting off my benefits and make myself more desirable to others? I need some advice. That guy was a jerk. Like, and that's his priority. Like, if that's what he's looking for, somebody who makes a certain amount of dollars, then he needs to go find that person. Not everybody who is low income is a gold digger. Some people just don't care about money that way. And if you're somebody who don't care about income that way, there you go. Continue to date around. Don't put yourself in a situation to try to meet some financial goal to match somebody who want that goal, whatever they believe their partner should make. Don't do that to yourself. That's not going to be a good way about it. You're not going to be happy about that. If you're satisfied financially, then be okay with yourself financially. Don't try to match and make more so I can date somebody. No, that's not cool at all. Now, is it common? I would love to say no, But I'll be wrong if I say that, because you listen to other podcasts, you listen to what people look for in relationships and what causes divorce. Money and financial status is not financial status, but money is one of the factors that leads into divorce for marriages. And people talk all the time how they want to meet somebody who makes X amount of dollars or who makes more. Like most women you listen to on podcasts and you get on TikTok and say they want somebody to have a certain threshold of income. They want to date somebody below a certain income, but they will want more and more than happy to date somebody who makes six figures, and they wouldn't bat an eye, but he makes, $2,100 or, $2,000. That's a lot. Or $20,000, $2,000 really almost nothing, but $20,000 a year. She probably be like, how are you providing? Like, you can't provide for me, you can't provide for yourself, so I'm not going to be, I'm not going to stay around for this. So you will meet people who want to date somebody of a particular financial status. That's a reality of life. But it's up to you if you're okay with dating that person, or if you're trying to break your neck to try to reach that financial goal to date that person. That's up to you. But I prefer I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't try to meet a certain goal so you can date somebody in particular. No, if you're financially stable and you're financially satisfied with your life, live your life that way. You'll meet a guy who wouldn't care about your financial status. They won't give two craps, and you will be content and happy with that person. But yeah, don't put too much stock into this. And then your other part of that question is, should I try getting off my benefits? No. Once again, if that's helping you out and helping you, and you're not leeching off that, and that's legit helping you out and making sure you have the established life status you want, and make sure that you're able to pay the bills and do everything. No, don't get off something that's actually helping you benefit in your life. Don't do that. And don't do it to try to appease some man. Do not do that. Do not change yourself to appease a guy. Don't. It's not worth it. Trust me. Be who you are. The guy that you want to talk to will want to talk to you for you. They're not going to care about what status you are or with your disability or this. If that guy really want to talk to you, he will talk to you. So do not change anything about yourself. And I hate to say there are people out there who are jerks who won't look at only financial status, but those are not the people you want to date. They're not. Next question. If you decide to pay for one dating app, which would it be and what level? Match, eHarmony, Plenty of Fish, Zooski seems like a scam. Someone messages you, you pay to read. Tinder, what is the added value? Hinge look like a good extra value, but most expensive. Bumble, is Beeline worth it? Again, there are 12 plus apps with what is the single best paid tier? To me, I think Hinge is the best one. Now, Hinge, at the time, I think it was like $29 a month when I was on it. It probably went up at this point. I've not been on Hinge. I can happily say that I've not been on Hinge since February of 2023. So I am happily can say that. But at the time I was on there, it was $29 a month. And I was like, this is as much as paying for, like, streaming services are not this expensive. However, the benefits you get with Hinge are way worth it. And especially you live in a bigger city, you're going to get more benefits out of it. Now, I would say when it comes to paying for dating apps, the city that you're in really will benefit you. The bigger your city, the more options you're going to have, the more it's going to be worth paying for. If you pay for, you can try Tinder Gold, or Tinder Platinum. I think it was like $20 a month, or $24 a month. I paid for that at one point, and what I did, because I wanted to cut the line. I got tired of getting overlooked. I got tired of waiting. So I was like, okay, 1 month I'm gonna pay for Tinder, 1 month I'm gonna pay for Hinge, 1 month I'm gonna pay for Bumble. And Bumble in Kansas City wasn't that good of an app for me. I barely got any matches. It was almost unnecessary to pay for Bumble, so I didn't pay for Bumble. Bumble I did free. Tinder, I would get a lot of matches on Tinder, but then with Tinder, it was so hard to figure out what this person was looking for, what their values are, what their goals are on a dating app. It was hard for me to figure out on Tinder. But as far as matches goes, I got plenty of matches and I got to see who liked on me. The free really helped. But then Hinge, I got to get, all the benefits that I would get with Tinder. And then I got to be able to, narrow it down on what kind of, height wise. For example, I'm 5'7", and I cannot stand when a girl who's taller than me calls me a little buddy or a little guy or whatever the case may be. It really just rubs me wrong. Like, oh, you're my little buddy. Like, that's not cute. So I had my settings set from like 5 foot to 5'10" or 5'11" was the tallest I go. 6 foot, if I can match a 6 foot girl, I was like, okay, cool. But like, it was really rare for me to match with a 6 foot girl because I had my boundaries cut off. But Hinge allowed you to be more specific and more narrow into what you want, like as far as dating a partner goes. But hookup wise, Tinder's the one to go with hookup. But if relationship and best app to find a partner, it's worth paying for Hinge. I would say give it 30 days, give it a shot, and go from there. I wouldn't constantly pay for Hinge, but make sure when you're doing it 30 days, make sure you're on the app, getting every penny. Can you think about it? It's $39. It was like $30, so therefore it was like $1 a day. You better use that app every single day and make sure that you are, swiping and messaging and setting up dates. Because if you're not doing that, then you're just wasting the app. You're wasting $30, and you don't want to do that. Don't waste your money. So Hinge is the best one to go for when it comes to the best dating app to pay for, in my opinion. Now, I might have to check back out there one day, talk to my partner, talk to my significant other, and ask, hey, can we get on here to look at prices? Because I don't want to be open and honest with my partner, and I don't want to give her any inclination that I'm using the app to do anything other than just check prices. Or I can just Google the prices too. Why not? Next question. Boyfriend and I had a fight last night and it remains unresolved. What should I do? My partner, 26 male, and I'm 27 female, got into an argument last night after we've been out for a few drinks with friends and we went to bed. I was a bit quiet as I've been thinking about the fact that he does little to no housework in our house, and a lot of the chores fall on me besides the dishes, which we share. I have said to him before, would he please do a bit more about the place so I'm not holding the mental load of what needs to be done, but little has changed. We've been living together for almost a year. He insisted I tell him what he was doing wrong. I reluctant as I didn't want to an argument. Sorry. He insisted I tell him what was wrong. And I was reluctant because I didn't want to start an argument. He immediately got defensive when I did explain. He said that I always do this when I've been drinking. I never tell him how I feel anymore. I tried to say that I wasn't looking for an argument and I just saying what was on my mind, but it didn't help. I brought up to the point that he is unemployed at the moment, where I started teaching secondary English, which has been really overwhelming and stressful for me already. I really don't want to be worrying about chores. On top of that, I wasn't trying to be rubbing in his face, but then he said that he had to listen to me pissing and moaning about it for the last 2 weeks, sharing my worries. Then when I refused to continue speaking to him, he went to sleep. I'm obviously awake now, and I'm still very upset at the comment in particular. He's still asleep, and I'm not sure what to say or do when he wakes. Any advice is welcome. Okay. One, do this when you got sober. He said you always do this when you're drinking. So have a conversation with him when you're sober. Talk to him about it. Talk to him what really bothers you. Sit there like, hey, I didn't like the way we ended last night. It didn't feel right. Can we talk about, what's on my mind? And can we talk about, what we could better do with our living situation and the workload that I've been dealing with recently. And I will put in me terms, say I feel stressed out. I feel like I'm going through a lot with starting this, and I will really appreciate it if you can help clean up the house and help pick up stuff. I wouldn't mention unemployment because that's immediately going to be a stab to the gut. He'll be like, ugh, like gut stab, like a gut punch. Like you talking about unemployment when he knows he's unemployed. He knows he's not bringing in money. He knows he's not providing for the house right now, or he knows that he can't provide what he wants to provide for the house right now. So I would ask him like, hey, I would greatly appreciate it and feel love and feel just appreciative and feel grateful if you can help around the house. If you can clean up, and I will be specific. I will say, if you can clean up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you can clean up Saturday, and I do Sunday. If you can clean up these, I don't even put the day. I was just giving like, hey, I appreciate if you can clean up Monday, Thursday. Give him a date. Give him a time. I know I shouldn't tell him what to do, but no. You are stressed out. You are, frustrated. A man likes to help. A man wants to help. A man loves to have instructions and like, let's get this done. So if you tell him, I appreciate when you clean the house on Monday and then do it again on Thursday and clean the house on Sunday, I will love that and I will feel greatly appreciated. I'll feel so much stress taken off my shoulders while I try to help us, bring in some. I don't even say bring in income. I don't even make it about the money. I don't even say anything about that. While I try to further my career, where the case might be, I will appreciate that. Bring that up to him and say it in that manner. That's how you approach this conversation and see what he says about that. And he goes, baby, I got you. I thought I didn't understand how this made you feel. I got you. Say less. I'll clean up Monday and watch his actions. If he doesn't clean up and he doesn't do that and just say, forget it, I'm not going to put anything into this, then maybe it's time for you guys to kind of like reevaluate your relationship. But I wouldn't talk to him when you're drunk. Wait till you guys are sober. Have that conversation in the morning and just say, hey, this is how last night made me feel. I just want to kind of talk about the situation that's on my mind and with school and cleaning up, and I just feel like everything's so much on my shoulders. I just need help, and I greatly love and appreciate if you guys lend a hand. That's how you should approach this conversation with your boyfriend. All right, last question. We'll call it a night. Have any of you gotten into a relationship with one person while really being into someone else and not being able to ever get over that someone else? There's a situation where I was very much into this guy. We call him Steven. Dr. Stephen Strange. I thought he was into me too, but there was other barriers in place for us at that time. After a couple of months of talking, but never speaking about our feelings due to said barriers, I found out he got into a relationship with another woman. Let's call her Sarah. I had to stop talking to him because this was too painful for me. They were together probably 10 to 12 months. The whole time he and I didn't speak. After a few months after the breakup, he texted me for the first time in a year and we talked briefly, but neither of us tried to reach out again. I haven't been able to get over him this whole time, almost 2 years. I found out recently though through Ryan, a mutual friend who a year ago was one of our biggest barriers and didn't want anything between me and Steven, that Steven thinks about me all the time. I made Steven really happy and he'll forever cherish this meaningful gift I gave him. Some friends have tried getting me to text him for a while now. My thing though is that if Steven really cared about me romantically when we were friends originally, he wouldn't have gotten into another relationship and been with Sarah for so long. I can't even look at anyone without thinking about him. When I try to date / hook up with someone, I end up talking about him and in my mind comparing them to him. Wait a minute. Did they comparing them? Okay, which isn't fair. I miss him so much every day, but it hurts me really bad to see him with Sarah and not me. I'm scared to even give a friendship another chance, especially because I know what I really want with him. So settling for less hurts terribly. It seems like he wants me, or at least still cares about me, from what Ryan said, but getting my hopes up almost killed me the last time around. And I think that if he truly wanted me, he would have been able to date he wouldn't have been able to date anyone else. That being said, he was thinking about me the whole time he was with Sarah, seeing as he still has the gift, looks at it all the time and tells that to Ryan of all people. Have any of you done something like this? Got into a relationship while being interested in another person? Gotten out of that relationship and still been interested in that other person? Okay. All right. So let me rewind this back real quick. I thought he was into me too. I was very much into a guy named called Steven. I thought he was into me too, but there was other barriers in place at that time. After a couple months of talking, but we never speaking about our feelings due to said barriers, I found out he got into a relationship with another woman. Let's call her Sarah. Okay, so you guys were talking to each other. You said I was in a situationship. And the reason why this one hurts for you right now, I can tell you this right now, the reason why it hurts for you because the relationship that you could have had but you never gotten. You wanted this relationship so bad, but you never got it. So you never got the closure of that book. You never got that closure. The book for you never finished. You never finished the story. Shout out Cody Rhodes. You never finished the story. And so therefore you're like, I could have had this guy. He could have been that guy. He could have been that guy, but he went off and dated somebody else. Probably because whatever barriers y'all guys had, he probably was on the side. He had a mutual friend named Ryan who was blocking y'all. He was cop blocking you guys. I'm going to bet that if you guys are building this friendship, that Steven didn't want to end the friendship. He didn't want to ruin the friendship. That's why he never made the move, even though y'all was talking. If you really wanted to speak to Steven that much, you would have made that move. Forget, like, oh, he's a guy, he should make the move. This is what you get for waiting on your hands. This is what you get for sitting on your hands and not actually saying, let's be the relationship. Let's define it. Because apparently the gift that you gave him, he still holds on to it and thinks about you every single day. I don't believe that. You didn't even talk to Steven. Ryan could be feeding you something to make you feel better because of the fact that you are so tied up to this. Also, Ryan could be the jerk who just sitting there trying to feel your flames, feed your flames, and really just see you suffer. Ryan's not a good friend. If he's blocking you guys, why he's a barrier to you guys' friendship, to you guys getting together. If you really felt this way about Steven, you should have asked Steven out. You should have said, hey, Steven, what do you think of me? Do you think we could be a relationship, or can we go out and get drinks? You should have asked him out. You should have asked him to a coffee date. Just put that into him and see what Steven said. Because Steven probably would have wanted to make the move, but he wasn't sure how his friendship with you would have affected. He wasn't sure how he could have been sure, like, maybe if he made that move, that y'all friendship would have been the same, and he didn't want to, break that barrier. But if you broke that barrier and said, hey, I actually am very interested in you. I do want to talk to you. I do want to get to know you more. I want to define our relationship. I don't want to be a situationship. There you go. You got your closure to the story, but you got to make the move. So the next guy you meet, you have to make the move. Now, your question was, have people gotten into a relationship while being interested in another person? Yeah, people do that. I would say people do that. Yes, I've say people do that. That's why you hear people come back, like hit somebody up when their relationship's not going well. They go hit somebody else up, like, hey, how's it going? Slide into a DM or two because their relationship's not going well versus just sitting there trying to work on a relationship. So I do think people do get in relationships with somebody who they just settle with, which is not a good thing. You don't want to be in a relationship because you settle with somebody. But your situation, Steven probably didn't, like, I don't think let's say Steven settled for somebody else would be wrong. I would say, sorry guys, I let my phone up. So I would say that Steven just moved on. He got tired of waiting, and he can go on and love somebody, because love is not a finite number. Love doesn't matter how much you love somebody else, you can still love somebody else just as much. There's no finite number, there's no cap on love. So you can have your heart in multiple places, but commitment and choosing somebody is different. And Steven decided to commit and choose Sarah versus actually talking to you and moving forward. But that's because he probably didn't want to ruin what you guys had. Now, you would have made that move and say, hey, let's go get some dates. Let's go get some coffee. Let's go get boba. Let's go get some tea. Let's go to drinks. Whatever the case may be. That would have put the ball in his court, be like, oh, she wants me more than just a friend. Bet I'll make that move. But the fact that you guys never left that friend zone, y'all just stayed there, is what caused this to happen. So, moral of the story, pretty much make sure that if you're crushing on somebody, get yourself out of the friend zone. Don't let yourself sit there. Let your feelings be known and put the ball in the other person's court. And they pick it up, you're good to go. If they don't, it is what it is. That's their loss. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Wrap it back around here. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Travis threw the shot. He put the ball in Taylor's court. Tried to reach out to her back in June, July. And then, she finally hit him back up in September. And here you go. They're running. The horses are going. So, that is my advice to you. If you guys like this episode of Nerdy Dating, what did you think? We're wrapping it up. I appreciate you guys for watching this episode. Please like, share, subscribe. Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys next episode. Oh, question. If you want to send me a question, you can send it to me on Instagram and TikTok at alizakkanerdydating, or you can message me as well on Gmail. It's alizakka alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. On that, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating you want to put in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.